Close Up is brought to you by the Kia Sorento R, redefining the power of Kia.
Good evening. The way we treat alcohol is an issue that's not going to go away. We've had a look at this before here on Close Up, from the side of teens preloading on a Friday night to asking, can we solve it with minimum pricing? Alcohol reform, we know, is on the way, and for those on the front line of this battle, the hospitals, it's not before time. It costs to keep a drunk in a bed, and you and I are paying. So, is it a waste of our money? Mark Kreisel took a look.
Saturday night, Takapuna. It's a test night, but many are legless before the haka. Some will wake up with nothing worse than a hangover.
I think she's just been drinking.
But more and more are ending up here.
Darling, I'm Karen. I'm going to be a nurse, all right? How are you feeling?
The emergency department at North Shore Hospital.
I think what people think is it's someone else's problem, but these are just everyday people that we're seeing over here. It's not somebody else, it's yourself, it's myself.
This 29-year-old woman is one of the first of the night. She's drunk more than her fair share of vodka RTDs.
What can you do for her?
We're just going to be ensuring that she doesn't vomit and suck some of the vomit into her lungs, and really that she doesn't come into harm's way from, well, not being sensible.
How long will she take up a bed for?
At this stage of the evening, I think it's very likely that she's here until the morning. We really feel it's our responsibility to look after her, and really it's an extremely expensive resource to be using up.
Each drunk person who ends up in a bed for a night costs a cash-strapped public health service in the thousands.
What were you drinking?
Ben?
Do you remember?
He's asking you the question.
This young man keeps passing out and vomiting. He's been brought in by a mate.
How much you been drinking?
About got 9 cans of 8% bourbon, and I'm fine. And he was meant to be the adult who was meant to be walking me home, but I knew about his condition, but I never knew that he was not allowed to be drinking. But now it's turned to this.
So how old are you?
17.
You shouldn't be drinking then.
Yeah, I know, but he meant to be the adult, and Mum and Dad knows that I'm meant with him.
You think you're okay at the moment?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm not going to puke. I'm fine.
He's going to have an ECG.
It's the third time this young man has ended up in the ED in the past few months.
Just too drunk.
We'll see. There's a story that he may have a bit of a heart condition, so I'm not sure bourbon's a good thing for that. But we'll just see. We'll get an ECG from him, make sure that his heart's okay, and just make sure that he's doing all right.
Really, we set up for people with heart attacks and severe traumas, so babysitting drunks comes at one heck of a cost to the taxpayer.
The doctors reckon almost 1 in 2 of all admissions to North Shore's emergency ward on Friday and Saturday nights are alcohol related.
It's not just people getting really drunk and things happening. You don't need a lot of alcohol, and things get slippery. Cuts, broken bones, twisted ankles, dislocations, you name it. And then, of course, the violence that's associated with alcohol.
This woman in a wheelchair isn't drunk, but her partner had too much to drink and turned nasty.
She's been hit in the back of the head with a bottle. Clearly alcohol's been involved, and as we know, when the football's not going exactly as everyone wanted, and a bit of alcohol's involved, that's often what we see.
It's an unsteady procession. Throughout the night, the young and the drunk roll on through the streets and eventually roll on in here. More and more, they're young women.
It does make me concerned about the potential risk they're putting themselves in, including opening themselves up to sexual assault. You know, these are young people.
Sorry, guys, we need to. Well, that was a young woman just there. Yeah. She's obviously intoxicated.
Oh, it looks that way, yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, and that would be sort of a par for the course for an evening like tonight. And, you know, you have to hold yourself concerned about what sort of risks she's putting herself up for.
Cheap alcohol, binge drinking, a mad dash to the finish line.
No more drinking, eh? Not that much. Nah, no more drinking. We're going to be sober Kiwis.
It's last drinks at the ambulance
1, 2, 3.
at the bottom of the cliff.
Can you see this getting any better?
I wish I could. I really hope that things are going to get better, but we're really talking about a cultural change. That's what we need. And how do we go about changing our culture? We're just not drinking in the right way. People are just drinking themselves stupid.
OK, the doctor said it's about the culture, so what would it take to change it?
It was really an independent, individual decision that I had to make and something that I had to do.
We know the anti-smoking ad with the Shortland Street actors and others made an impact.
You have to dig deep, be aware of your triggers, redefine yourself.
And so did the one with the infamous ghost chips.
Grab a chip. Want a chip?
You know I can't grab your ghost chips.
Go away.
Spoon!
So what kind of campaign will it take to have a similar effect on binge drinking? We have a look at that tomorrow.